Hey there, G3XE here. Bit of a clickbait title, apologize for that, but I'm hoping this video can serve as me at least taking my small stance in hoping to reclaim the word power gaming or, you know, stuff relating to that for good, I think, in the RPG community. And that is well, I guess I'll break it down. So I'm a big fan of actual like role play heavy RPG stuff, right? So making decisions not based on character stat bonuses and feats and optimization, but because of the character and the background and the story behind it. And I'm in favor of making decisions in game as your character would actually react to it. Um, and I think it takes so much of the energy load requirement away from me, makes my job easier as the DM when characters or when players roleplay their characters, um, because they are feeding so much of that creative energy, and we're meeting each other in the middle, and we're saying, oh, okay, well, wouldn't it be cool if this happened, or my character wants to do this, and if it's not in the book as an action, I couldn't give a damn, like you can try that, hell yeah, you can try that. I mean, that's the beauty of role playing games. I said in I think one of the last videos when I was talking about playing D&D with a family members for the first time, and my cousin who's in high school, she's like sophomore, and I convinced her and a few of my other cousins over Christmas to play, and I just am like, well, okay, so you can play. You basically first might choose your race to create a character, and it was really simple. I was just streamlining fifth edition to run that game to pass the time. And I was like, there are all these different fantasy things, and you could be this, you can be this. And she's like, I want to be a 9 foot tall, or no, she said, I want to be a purple giant. I was like, you can be a purple giant, yeah. So I was like, okay, you'd probably be like 9-10 feet tall, you're purple. And, we just started going with it. And, like, I'm not going to bore her with, like, oh, well, racial feat +2, you want to apply that to your constitution bonus, because if you're playing a barbarian, it's like, that's not, while it's fun if you're into it, I highly suggest like skirmish games, Warhammer, other stuff for that, because role-playing games have at the core driving them is that role play. So that's the side I'm on, kind of. I don't want to like cause division, but I say all that to say that I think that we need to reassess what we define as power gaming, because power gaming typically is like, oh, I just do stuff for the bonuses. I just basically want to kill stuff and hit it hard, as if to prove some sort of point that you made your character in this perfect way. It can really kill a game, kill role playing vibes, because even if you're role playing your character in that way, those types of people are like psychotic murderers. So why would you hang out? It's like, oh, well, it's what my character would do. He's a psychotic murderer. And it's like, well, then why? We're not going to hang out with a psychotic murderer, Anyway, and what do we define in real life as powerful? It's not having the highest attack bonus. It's not being the UFC champion or whatever. It is social, monetary, political capital, being a mover and shaker, being able to influence others, being respected. That is power. And think of shows, TV shows, movies, and stuff. Think of Game of Thrones, right? Is Littlefinger is a power gamer in the sense that he is trying to get as much power as possible. I don't know why I'm showing a pinky finger. I always think I would want to call him Pinky Finger. It's like stupid, but because I just got swapped in my head. But he's trying to ascend to power. He's not good in a fight. Doesn't have a magic sword +7 and a +10 million bonus to the hit and took a feat so that he can disengage as a bonus action. No, Littlefinger is ascending the political ladder. Think of Frank Underwood, right, from House of Cards. These characters that we are fascinated with in American pop culture or in pop culture in general. But they're kind of bad people, but they have that edge to them. They have that scheming mind, and they have this determination, this one goal, just to grab onto power, and they don't care what they have to do, and they're going to get up there. and then uh, I guess Boardwalk Empire, right? TV shows like that. That's another one. Breaking Bad, right? People love an anti-hero in that circumstance. And so playing a character, in my mind, that does that thing, that is, you take the world that the DM is creating as real, right? Just like a DM should, and that character wants to ascend to power. I think that's awesome. Now, that's not power gaming like, the stats and the Moses. I'm talking about maybe you got a strength, a dex, and a con of 8s, 9s, maybe a 7. Alright, this dude's frail, old, whatever. Maybe he's, a little overweight and doesn't work out or whatever, or maybe he's like me and he's really scrawny. But you have a guard, maybe another player. You work this in, right, with this other player. Like, you want to be my bodyguard, and they're the opposite. Really dumb, really strong, and then you get that role play going where the guy is, you're like talking to someone, and then your bodyguard's like, "You want me to take care of him, boss?" And I know, like, off the bat, 2 players that I play with who would love to play that, like, dumb bodyguard character who's getting into trouble. But playing that guy or girl who is ascending to power and is ruthless and two-faced and will scheme and do Machiavellian machinations. I wonder if those words are related. To get there, right? But that's lawful evil. That can still, the most important thing to unify a party is not whether they're good or evil. It's whether they're lawful or chaotic together. Because a lawful evil character can work with a lawful good character when their values align, right? If this person has terrible intentions, but in order for them to ascend to power, they need to complete X, and there's a paladin who needs to complete X, they'll work together. In fact, the lawful evil character will probably be more helpful than the other party members. Definitely than the chaotic good ranger, right? This dude is going to be determined to ascend to power, to collect that power. And when you have that power, right? So when you go, you don't go to the nobleman. The nobleman, the start of the quest says, the adventuring party, we need you to take out these orcs, they're doing this, right? So the average D&D player will say, okay, yeah, we'll do this quest for you. The, maybe more of a old-term power gamer might be like, I want to roll persuasion to double the bounty. And you'll be like, okay, sure. Even though it's like, well, like, I hate it when people carrying millions and millions of gold all around with them. It's like, where are you storing it? You're painting a giant target on your back. Who the hell is going to sell you that? That's like going into a gas station with a $100 bill and buying a stick of gum. And the gas station employee is going to be like, fuck you, man. Oh, excuse the language. But, like, they're going to be pissed. That's what it's like when adventurers stroll around with bags of gold. And so, far more valuable, especially both roleplay-wise and fun-wise, and even in-game-wise, is not gold currency, but is power currencies. People owing you favors. So you say to that noble who is hiring you to get the orcs, you say, all right, yeah, well, of course, we'd be happy to do this for you. But you need to maybe return the favor. You see, there's this little, thing, this guy causing problems for me. And I hear, like maybe it's a different character from a different quest. Like, I hear he might be passing through this way. Perhaps maybe if the guards were to speak to him when he got to the city gates and you do that Godfather type of manipulation, say, oh, I'll do this. We'll do this job for you free of charge. Of course. Our hearts are in the right place. But remember who has helped you. And when time comes, you can invoke those favors. Like, that is more power than the most plus bonus to hit guy with ion stones and bags of holding and everything else, because those are just, they're cool, they're novel, but they really break the immersion when you have them all over the place and it's like an MMO where you can go to the local store and say, hey, I want a bag of holding, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we got one in stock, here you go. I mean, if you really have to finagle to work a story like that where that actually makes sense. Now, I did at one point I was working on a kind of setting that was super, I guess, high fantasy, but it's more like fantasy, like grew up and got a boring McDonald's job, and so it's like magic items are like really mundane and they're used all the time, and like there's a Walmart, and but everything's has that kind of depressing like modern day feel. But anyway, that's a different. I never really fleshed it out. It's a different topic. But anyway, that's what I was thinking. Hopefully, maybe we can get some discussion going because I certainly am not and do not really enjoy playing with or having players in my game who are power gamers in the old sense. But I have yet to have someone play, and in my next chance, I might try and play a power game type character in this new sense, in that you are trying to gain as much power in the world as possible, and that when you take the throne, it's not because I'm 20th level and now I basically am a king because I'm cool. It's because no, I know all the nobles, and I know which ones owe me favors, and I have dirt on the ones who hate me, and I have people, I have assassins in different cities who I trust, and I have this and this, and I have all my ducks in a row. And when you take that crown, and you take the throne, or whatever it happens to be, you ascend to power. That'd be sweet, right? And that's pure roleplay, and that would be freaking awesome. Like, I would love having characters do that in the game, and it would really. And maybe I'm kind of a nerd for those like political intrigue dramas, but that'd be cool. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.